Hi, my name is Cindy Bayless, and we're going to learn how to create a star using CSS today. It will be a red star in the end, and we have to start by writing some HTML code, but it's just basic. You start with your HTML tags. You need head tags, body tags, and then I created a div class of star, and that's all I needed to create this star. This star is created by making 3 different triangles, and we'll create the triangles in various colors so you can see how it works, and then we'll put them all together. I started out trying to type all the code out for you, but it just took too long, so we'll start with the first triangle, and we've set it at a margin of 250 pixels so it can be sort of in the center of my screen, and with a position of absolute and display a block. And then this triangle will be red. And then we'll set the border. We have the border right and the border left, that both are set as solid transparent, and the bottom is set at 70 pixels with the solid red. Now look what happens if we change the transparent to red. So that's why it's set for transparent. Then we just, then we have a, well, if we set them both at red, everything at red, we would just have a rectangle. So, and then we had to rotate it. We rotated it to 35 degrees. And that's important. We have to get the rotations right to get our star right in the end. So our next triangle is a small one. It's the small top part of your star. So I have set that to black for right now for the border bottom. And you can see how these are all rectangles because you have 2 sides that are exactly the same. Your border left and your border right are both 30 pixels, but they are transparent. And then your solid one, your border bottom, that's the one that shows your color. And we have used a pseudo element in this, the before tag, to create this. We have the top left and the top and the top set that. So if we did that, you see how it flipped it. So that just puts it exactly at the top where we need it to be. And this content tag is important because it captures and includes the rest. So here's once again our rotation so that we get the star right, that top part. So let's see what happens if we put 135. See, it just goes wonky. We need it right there at the top. Okay. So in our third one, we're using the pseudo element after from our star classification, and we create another triangle that's exactly identical to our first one, except for it's going to have a different rotation. So you see how it rotates differently and gets it right there. So we have, but I have this one colored blue so we can see how different it is. And then we have the content tag in there. So let's see what would happen if we created our top and did it at 30. It's just going to move it out of place a little bit. So we want to keep it that way. And we like the rotation. So let's go back and let's change our colors back to red. And to red again. And there is our red star. Thank you, and I hope you have a fun time making red stars. Okay, so I wanted to make the star smaller, which was a little bit of a challenge. So what you have to do if you want to make your star smaller is you have to keep the differences the same. So like before it was 170 and 100 for your bottom border right, border bottom, and border left. And so I had to do some math to make it right, and then a few extra adjustments, and I'm still not sure it's exactly right. So you gotta kind of play with it a little bit to make it, to alter your star size. It's a little bit of a, it was kind of fun to try to play with that, and I encourage you to play around with it and try to make your stars different sizes, smaller and larger, because it does change how it looks.